final. Nicoletta's surname, how do I pronounce that? Hey? Soiteropoulos.
Thanks, man.
Sorty.
Sorty Aropoulos. Sorty Aropoulos.
I think that's...
Sorty Aropoulos.
Even Oscar style, right? You go... You're laughing. You don't care about asking anywhere. That's what the names spell properly. The referees want to be included because they're a crucial part of the game.
They're part of it, yeah.
So it's fun.
I like to know the names of the staff and the bench as well if I can, and then they appreciate it. Be like, oh, I heard you mention my name.
Yeah, no.
Because they never get mentioned except for the head coach.
No, that's right.
Yeah, let's go for it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Steve on mic 1. Mic 1. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll just jump over to... Actually, I'll get Sven to jump on the other mic. Try your headset as well. Go all in. Let's get that stretched out. There we go. All right. Just untangle. Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Does that sound all right, Bernard? Yes. Nice. Thanks, mate. Giuliani, like Rudolph.
Yes, Giuliani.
Yeah. And I assume this player Woolacott will come into defence, maybe?
She's been playing at centre back.
Yeah, so she'll come in there for some Cuba.
Hang on, here we come. We've got some...
the brooms are out. We could get a delayed start here at this rate. The brooms are out.
Interesting to see this play now. Need an aerator just to release the water.
Yeah.
Nah, I think what they've done really well at Avondale, they've got Larissa Walsh as does all their sports medicine, strength and conditioning and training.
Yep.
And she was unbelievable. And she played at Calder. So she comes with a real football pedigree.
What was her name, sorry?
Larissa Walsh.
Oh, yeah. Was she playing in their championship winning teams in the late teams?
Yeah. So she was
a kickoff.
So we tried to get her. We couldn't offer enough cash. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing you can do.
As in she can make the money, she should earn the money.
Yeah. Could Callum Knight play in defence potentially? They seem a bit short on defenders.
I don't reckon, because I think it would be Georgia Trainer, Golkin, Canberra.
Ricardo at right back or something.
Yeah. So I think they've got enough.
Yeah. It was hard to get a gauge of the actual positioning watching the footage of last week because it was filmed off this deck out at Ironbark Field to pitch 3.
That was hard.
Imagine if you were calling a game just off ground level today and it's weather's like this.
Makes it hard. I think obviously Gianna's in goal. Georgia will be at left back or right back with Angelica or Kiki Honduras on the other side. I think it'll be Belinda Stadowski and Olivia Woolacott. That's towels.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Might be in the... Yeah, can't block the view.
The replay?
Yeah.
So that's a great idea. This is a great thing, like
you need it.
Learning
I don't know how I used to do without that when I started.
Yeah.
Goal goes in and you're like, hang on, who was key in that? Who made the mistake there? Who opened up? Who got the assist?
And even like giving away a penalty or whatever.
Yeah.
You can see. That's a great idea.
Last night, it looked like Ben Collins had scored, and then he sort of wheeled away like he scored, and then I couldn't really tell him. McGowan's cut his leg out, but he gets a touch, and from the angle, you don't know. I watched it 3 times, and then but you need to be able to watch it again just to have that little thought. Did Collins get that or not get that? And then speaking to some of the boys at half time from the squad that weren't playing. They're like, yeah, not a J, got that. Ben just tried to claim it.
No, it is. No, the headphone cable's good.
I've got an extender because they come too short. Like, imagine if it was just plugged in there.
Do you want to put that at the back, or is that easy? You're not going to trip over that?
Probably.
The other thing is, hey! Oh, you're fine.
I might ask you to say a little piece here and there.
Do a shout out.
And Avondale, they get the ball. They get a score. They score goals.
So, no, join the squad today. What's going on?
I guess not. Not tomorrow, I guess. 20s, but yeah, not today.
We're the 20. When you play in the 20s here or?
Here, yeah, here.
That's alright.
But yeah, no, they said I'm too good. They didn't want me face to face. I'm too good.
You don't want to embarrass.
Yeah, exactly.
Family
Yeah,
Greens.
exactly. So it's
Right.
for everyone's benefit.
Righto.
That's okay.
That's good.
Is Ruby starting or?
No.
Are they?
No.
Super sub.
Hopefully.
It's a nice Friday for maybe a 1-0.
I don't know. I'm not a gambler. But I'm saying it's not going to be
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's
And
good.
if it's 1-0, Dell's going to be pretty angry.
All right, yeah, no, you deserve a bit of praise. That's good.
Oh, that's it.
Setting up shop here.
Yeah, go for it. Nice and roomy up here. There's lots of space.
Nice.
Normally it's not like this on other grounds. So
Are you commentating as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Since when?
he's on a big contract with FD this
Yeah,
year.
massive
Yeah.
contract with the today. Did the first game with Oscar, doing beaten by South Melbourne, and it was 1-0 to half time.
Yeah, and they got home.
Yeah, it's fantastic fun. And then I've been overseas, got back last week, and I did Boston victory, which was very much that. And then here today, but I can't do it all the time. I'm going to be a whale.
Little feature, like special feature.
Oh, yeah. Great.
All right. All right. Have a good game, Sven.
No, so it's good.
All right, hello and welcome to Avenger Park, Saturday afternoon football in the NPLW. Coming your way on the Football Victoria live stream. Round 7 of the Senol NPLW as Avondale enter the field of play at Avenger Park against the Bentleigh Greens. The Bentleigh Greens, they desperately need a win. Avondale come into this match 3-3, looking to bounce back after a defeat by the Essendon Royals out at Ironbark Fields. Last week they get a chance to make amends at home. Steve Curtin with you for the call. Looking forward to this one, seeing how it plays out. We hope you've got a nice comfortable spot on what is a wintry weekend in Melbourne after some hot weather. You can bunker down and watch some top quality women's football. Alongside me, very special welcome to the broadcast position, Sven Samuel. Good evening. Or good afternoon, should I say.
Good afternoon, Steve. And no, fantastic, really, conditions, to be fair, with all the rain we've had since Thursday, again yesterday, and there's heavy rain earlier today. So Avenger Park's looking really good. There's a few areas of concern in the 6-yard boxes, but all in all, I think the facility looks wonderful, and I don't think we could be in a better commentator's box than this one. This is wonderful, and I look forward to this game. for Avondale a chance to push themselves back towards that top 4, and hopefully for Bentleigh Greens to get off the mark and get a point.
That's right. Well, Bentleigh, they came close a couple of weeks ago out at Alamein. They weren't able to get a slice of the points that day, but maybe they could put in a really good shift today on a wet track here at Avondale. Let's have a look at that starting lineup. First of all, for the Avengers, for Dale Donnelly, lining up in goal. There's 2 changes. Lining up in goal is Brooke Bennett. In defence, we've got the captain goal can, Janet Zaris. Georgia Trainer also in defence, as well as Isabella Accardo and Cameron Barrero. 2 players coming back into midfield, Asuka Miata and Elise Callan-Knight, who's back from broadcasting duties with the Asian Cup. Also leading into the more attacking position, Sydney Allen, Sloane Young, Olivia Lazarevsky and Hannah Wilkinson. Azia Claridge and Elisa Smith both drop to the bench. It's a bench that also features Alana Bodgers, Daniela Galuccio, Kayla Zarkos and Charlize Stefanovsky. There's just one change for the Bentleigh Greens, who went down in Monday Night Football at the Veneto Club against Bulleen. Sophia Cuba drops to the bench. Olivia Woolacott coming in to replace her. In goal, Dina Bodolico. Also with Woolacott in defence is Felicity Georgopoulos, Belinda Stoichevsky, Angeliki Hundalis. In the midfield, it is Karina Tolios, the captain Candela Ferreira Bass, Yuka Sato, and the front 3, Rachel Sturton, Paige Clemenson, and Georgina Giuliani. We're just about ready for kickoff here. Our match referee is Nicoletta Sotiropoulos, and she gets us underway. She's assisted today by Whitney Crabb, Natalie Finlay, and the 4th official, Miles Hegazi. And it's the Greens playing to the left of your screen, the Northern or Brunswick Road end of the venue. Avondale playing to the city end. And the Greens are doing the attacking early out wide through Rachel Sturton out near the entry gates at Avenger Park, which there's a few fans still filing through at the moment on an overcast day in Melbourne. Avondale trying to get the ball forward through that familiar figure of Wilkinson, who's leading the line today. Quite a pickup she is. What's our early forecast for this one, Sven?
I think it's going to be 4-1. Possibly 6-1, but it's going to be, I think, a tough day. Maybe the conditions have brought the game a bit closer for Bentleigh Greens, but Bentleigh Greens have had a tough start to the season, and Coach Steve Cremidas will be working hard with his players to ensure they hold themselves to high account, work hard, do the simple things really well, and hopefully their structures are getting better each week, as we've been noticing. And listen, any team with Candy Ferreira Bass up front, former gold winner, medal winner of the NPLW, goals can be come by, but they've been very hard this year for Bentleigh Greens.
Here's Sydney Allen. Hanging out wide is Barrero on the far side in the brightly coloured boots. Floats it into the box. Coming to claim eventually is the goalkeeper, Bordolico. Looking to make amends after a couple of mistakes in the first half last week that proved a little costly. And that's a good challenge there. Solid from Georgia Trainer. Bit of conjecture over who that ball came off last.
No, I think the referee in the line, AR, made a good decision there. Good to see Georgia Trainer out there working hard. She's been a fantastic junior player, both Calder and Heidelberg, and as we see Hannah Wilkinson heading towards goal.
Well, it's opening up for her on her left foot. Checks back onto her right. She looked to pull the trigger or perhaps lay it off. She had Sloane Young arriving. Didn't quite find her. The Greens defence does its job for now. And this is Young getting down towards the byline. Taking on that trend of cutting the holes in the back of the socks. Not something you did in your day, I take it, Sven?
No, I think my parents would have killed me. It cost us socks, but listen, Sloane Young, what an entrance she's made into the NPLW this year. She's one of the most exciting attacking players, and I look forward to seeing her play today.
Looking forward to seeing what she can offer today. Now it's former Matilda Elise Callan-Knight delivering the set piece on the left foot. Gets it into the box. It's punched away by the keeper. Still there for Avondale, but there's plenty of green shirts back to repel the attack. It's going to come back to Cullen Knight with a little reverse pass, and it's straight through to the keeper there, Deanna Bordalico. Trying to turn defence into attack quickly as she looks for Paige Clemenson. And right in front of the canteen, which will be serving up some array of hot things to keep people warm. Nice cup of tea there, and you had Sven beforehand. I might have to go over there at half time for a hot drink and some chips or something to warm us up. It's not as cold as last night, at least, though. The wind has died right down. At kickoff here, we're looking at a temperature of 15, but in this great broadcasting spot here, we're out of any breeze, if there were any, and you feel quite protected from the elements as the Greens look to march into attack here through Tolios. They lose out this time. Giuliani all the way back to the keeper. It's going to be picked up easily by Miata. Cullen Knight. Goal can Janet Cyrus. Back to Brooke Bennett. For Brooke Bennett's first touch of the afternoon. The early kickoff here, midday kickoff. It's innovative scheduling by FV, also by Avondale, to allow the doubleheader of the men's playing after this one at 3 o'clock. Plenty of possession in the early minutes for the Bentleigh Greens fan. It's something they'll be looking to try and get their foot on the ball and get a bit of confidence going, you would imagine.
Listen, as I said at the commencement of the broadcast, their structures are getting better every week. Coach Steve's had Vince Bettiato, a former Essendon Royals coach, down there working hard with them. And they seem far calmer on the ball now, knocking it about, stringing passes together, where early in the season it was like touch tackle a lot of the time, or one or two passes, where now, as you can see, they're far calmer on the ball, and it's showing, and hopefully they'll be rewarded.
A little scrap in the middle of the park. Miata comes away with it. Miata, a welcome returnee after a trip back to Japan. Some big names have been in Japan in the last couple of weeks, Sven, including yourself.
Listen, Asuka Miata, there's no bigger name in NPL women's football. In 2024, she was a player of the match in the grand final. She's a wonderful player, and what an acquisition for Del Donnelly and his Avondale Avengers.
Decent ball forward here to pick out Sturton, combining with Tolios. Picked off by Golcan Janet Cyrus, but had her pocket picked there by Ferreira Bass. That's away by that Avondale defence. Good spell here for the Greens. Back heel doesn't quite come off for Tolios. Picked up by Trainer. All the way back to Bennett again. So we're saying it's a wet track. That 6-yard box, that particularly that goal mouth that was covered in about 2 or 3 inches of water when we arrived. They've had the brooms out and cleaned it up, and the pitch looks like it's playing all right so far, Sven.
Listen, everyone loves playing on a dewy or a wet pitch, hence why they turn the sprinklers on at Amy Parker's. We see Hannah Wilkinson having a shot at goal here. So, no, the ball's moving fairly quickly, and I think that suits both teams because they both want to play football, and that's a real credit to Bentleigh Greens. They could be putting players behind the ball and try and stifle attractive football, but they don't. They're trying to play currently in their 4-3-3 formation, very similar to what Del Donnelly's got Avondale set up in. And I think already we're seeing both teams working hard.
Well, I think if you're Bentleigh coach Steve Cremides, he'd be pretty happy with what he's seen so far. That yes, they have conceded a couple of opportunities via through balls, but they've been combative and getting the ball forward into their final third a couple of times. Just asking 1 or 2 questions of the Avondale defence in the opening 8 minutes of this one.
I think the battle between Miata and Yuka Sato is going to be something to really watch sitting on your couch at home, where it's far warmer than it is here. But listen, Sloane Young again playing the ball to Sydney Allen and looking a very damaging player.
Here's Barrero over on the far side with the socks down. Plays it out wide. Is Cullen Knight. Looks to get the cross in. It's cut off well by Georgopoulos. Played forward by Sato. opportunity for Candela Ferreira Bass. Turned it over though, and quickly we see the opportunity open up for Avondale. Could this be the moment? Oh, good goalkeeping in the end from Diana Bordalicio to deny Sloane Young. The American forward looked like she was through on goal there for certain.
No, wonderful save by Diana in goal for Bentleigh Greens. But again, the attacking avenues will be always trying to play the ball into Hannah Wilkinson and Sloane Young, and you've got Sydney Allen sitting just in behind them. So it's a very attacking formation that Avondale do have.
Well, here's Sturton receiving from Tolios. Went down, no free kick. She was hoping for a whistle from Nicoletta, our referee, but it wasn't forthcoming. So Bentleigh trying to use those wide areas in their attack. Try and stretch out that Avondale defence so far, but I said they've gone forward a few times, but they have been caught out at the back a few times already, and that last attack having to call on the keeper, Gianna Bordalico, to save the day. That one almost found its intended target in attack there, which was Lazarevska. Olivia Lazarevska, the 17-year-old, previously of Calder United, lining up on the left-hand side of the attack for Avondale this afternoon.
We've just had the game stop here. It'll be interesting. Oh, got some issues with maybe the media for the referees so they can talk to each other, the walkie-talkies. I think the AR on this side, Ms. Crabb, is having some issues. Steve Cremidas is helping here try and sort this out as they're using the fourth official. Swap it over.
Well, it's not only us having, sometimes we have audio issues here on the broadcast, but it's all the match officials as well these days. If you haven't been to the games and seen the officials up close, they're all mic'd up and able to communicate with each other on the fly without even needing the central referee to go over and have a chat to the assistants or the fourth official. So just one or two problems being ironed out here. So if you're wondering why we've had a halt in play so early, it's certainly not for a drinks break or anything like that in these conditions. It's just a technical glitch that we've seen. So the officials just trying to iron that one out.
So we have the fourth official, Miles, changing over to Whitney Crabb, his media or his microphone.
There's a lot of different components to it. The Velcro arm strap's got to be fitted. You've got to get the wires probably underneath the shirt as well, so they're not a risk to snag your arm on while you're running up and down. So
No, it's interesting. One of the great matchups, I think, today, if Bentleigh Greens can spread the ball, they're coming a lot of the time to the commentary side of the pitch. If they were heading towards the canteen side, Canberra is playing on Paige Clemenson, and I think that's one area that Bentleigh Greens could really look to attack through, because that's a great matchup. Both players had outstanding seasons last year. Canberra for Heidelberg United and Paige Clemenson for Alamein. So both players will be pretty keen to stamp, their authority on the game. The other thing you're mentioning about the canteen before, Steve, the interesting thing is the gentleman working in the canteen, Englishman, very happy with the wet weather today.
I think it's not so much a technical issue, but it might be a case of not feeling 100% for our officials, the reason for them changing place. So apologies if you're in charge with the referee communications. There's nothing at fault there. It was just a little case of not feeling 100% as the ball's played through towards Sydney Allen. As the rain returns out of Avenger Park. It was dry on kickoff, hell of a lot of rain in the early hours of the morning and leading up to kickoff. And the pitch is in pretty good nick, considering. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of games from the lower tiers of the State League and whatnot postponed today because the pitch is just not built to handle the water at a lot of community fields, which is a shame to have to postpone games in what would be the second round of the state leagues this afternoon. So.
No, listen, as I said, we're blessed to be here today. The pitch is fantastic as we see Karina Tolios taking the throw to Rachel Sturton. Georgia Trainer has started really well. Some of her through balls have been excellent so far.
Well, that's the voice of Sven Samuel, NPL Victoria Women's Championship winning coach, giving you the insight today alongside me, Steve Curtin. I hope you're enjoying this Saturday afternoon football wherever you're tuning in. Locked at 0-0 here. Avondale with the best of the chances so far, but the Bentleigh Greens haven't been without their moments when they've got into the final third as well. Second game of the round in the competition last night. It was a win 1-0 for Spring Hills over South Melbourne, a tight one there.
Listen, that was a great game, and watching it.
We'll just pause there because Wilkinson in. She's around the goalkeeper. This is Hannah Wilkinson, and she scores for the second time in as many matches around the goalkeeper, and 1-0 to the Avengers. And the New Zealander was never going to miss from that position there as she scores her 6th of the season to become the outright top scorer for her side, ahead of Sloane Young, who is on 5. Those two might be duking it out to see who can be the top scorer at the end of the match, perhaps, but the Bentleigh Greens with other ideas to try and get back into this one. But Hannah Wilkinson, she's been threatening and she gets herself onto the score sheet there.
I just love how calm Hannah is on the ball. You know, it was a beautiful ball played in between the two centre backs, and Hannah, as calm as you like, rounded the goalkeeper and tucked it away. As you said, Steve, it's probably a fair reward for the start Avondale have had, but listen, let's see if Bentleigh can continue to play in the industrious way that they are, because it's hard going a goal down early.
A chance here perhaps for that player we just mentioned, Sloane Young, who's trying to find her 6th of the season to equal Hannah Wilkinson. We're just watching it back again. The through ball was good, but there was still a lot of work for Hannah Wilkinson to do. The through ball didn't cut out the defenders. She actually had to take that touch, and she took it really well past Belinda Stoicheski to open up and give herself the running. And there's a chance here now for Candela Ferreira-Bass to try her luck, and she was on target there as well, and it's well tipped around the post by Brooke Bennett. So at the other end, the Bentleigh Greens are showing a bit of ferocity as well. Candela Ferreira-Bass with a very good attempt on goal in wet conditions as well. You have to say that's a good save by Brooke Bennett. Oh,
that's an outstanding save, and she got a hand to it. It's hit the upright, and it's actually bounced back and hit her in the back of the head. So I hope she's all right. We're just seeing Nicoletta, our referee, just to stop the game. A captain's armband has come off, and Coach Del Donnelly for Avondale's picked it up. I think it belongs to Candy Ferreira-Bass.
She was going so quickly, it just flew off the bicep there for Candy.
With Karina Tolios, she traditionally hits in-swingers to the back post, so it'll be interesting to see what Karina does here for Bentleigh Greens.
Well, an opportunity here from the set piece for the Greens to try and level things up. They didn't trouble the scorers last week, but could they do so here? In it comes, it doesn't beat the first opponent. In fact, it doesn't even really get a chance as it hits the side netting, so that's disappointing for Bentleigh Greens. Not able to make the most of the corner from Korea Tolios. Steve Kremidas and the coaching staff will be disappointed that they couldn't give that the best look at goal when they earned the corner after the good strike on goal by Candela Ferreira-Bass. Avondale trying to get back into the final third here through Lazarevsky on the far side, going to ground, winning the free kick.
I think I'm not saying Nicoletta was wrong with that decision, but if that's going to be the consistent decisions all day, I think there'll be a lot of free kicks.
So this time the chance presents Avondale from the set piece. The left foot of Elise Callan-Knight to deliver this one. The 115-game veteran with the Matildas that started a glittering career back in 2008 in Brisbane Roar in the W League. Just lofts this one into the top of the box. Wilkinson was flying highest. Good battle here between the two Japanese midfielders. Sato does well. Barrero. Ball in, aimed at Young. Just a little bit behind her and couldn't bring it under her spell, and there's a chance for Tolios to come surging forward down the left flank here, but her pass is picked off easily by Trainer. Allen. Wilkinson. Winning it back was Woolacott. Freya Bass. Couldn't find anyone in a green shirt. She had options left and right.
With the two number 14 Japanese nationals playing on each other, Yuka and Asuko, it's going to be a really good battle there because they're both proud people and they both work really hard to make sure that their defensive and attacking efforts are first class. So again, I'm looking forward to that. Paige Clementson again was open on the other side, so if Bentleigh Greens can move the ball there, there's great opportunity to attack on the right-hand side or the left-hand side of your screens.
Well, here's Sydney Allen charging forward down the right-hand flank. She's got the option to her right, which is Sloane Young. She was hiding out of our view in the gantry here. It's like she'd flown in from the car park, and it's going to be an Avondale ball down near the digital scoreboard at the right of screen here. Southern end of the venue. Saturday afternoon football in the Senol NPL Victoria women's competition. Hannah Wilkinson's goal separates these two sides going into 20 minutes into this one in the first half. It's Allen. Does she try and win herself a corner? It's going to be a goal kick. Some of those subs for the Bentleigh Greens this afternoon. The goalkeeper Ruby Samuel, also Krista Sousa, Medina Ali, Sophia Cuba, who started last week, Freya Duffy, and Tess Kinsella. So there's some good young talent on the bench for Bentleigh Greens this afternoon, Sven.
Listen, it's wonderful to see Tess Kinsella get an opportunity. Not many times 15, just about to turn 16-year-olds get selected in their first senior call-up at that age. And Tess has been a wonderful junior at Bentleigh Green. She played at South Melbourne last year, but she's back at Bentleigh, and she's just gone straight from the 17s to the seniors. So well done to her, and hopefully we see her on the park.
Well, here's a chance for Lazarevska to get the cross in. She decides to go back to Barrero. Now the ball comes in, but it's easily claimed by Bordalico.
I think Camberero's lethal left foot is itching to score. I know she's very keen to score, and she's scored some cracking goals the past two seasons of her NPLW career so far.
4 goals in 47 leading into this season. As the ball's played into the box, they're lining up for it here. It's Young. Good save, Bordalico. And Young's wondering how she hasn't scored there. Bentleigh Green's defence at 6s and 7s. And that probably really should have been 2.
I think Sloane Young, we said it in jest that she's nearly standing on the freeway right next to us here, but her width is causing Bentleigh some real trouble as we see a shot now from
technique
Elise
on the volley.
Callanite.
Yeah.
Oh, outstanding technique. You can see why she was not just a Matilda, but a dominant Matilda, and she's a wonderful asset to have in this league, is Elise Callanite.
Managed to make the World Cup All-Star team in both 2011 and 2015, did Elise Callanite, just to underline the quality of how hard it would be to do that. That is incredible from the Queenslander. Pleased to have her here down in Victoria. She can bring down some sunny weather as the sun does pop out here as she goes to take the corner kick over near the Tullamarine Freeway. It's going to be the in-swinger. Plenty of loft on it. It's lining up there for Wilkinson. The defensive header by the Greens to try and repel the danger. It almost broke for Allen, and it's going to be cleared away by Sturton, who's getting the ball forward. She's got options ahead of her, including Sato. Sato picking up the ball, and the on-running Paige Clementson was the target, but it's out of play over on the far side near the players' race. So still just a 1-0 game here, midway through the first half.
I thought with the ball popping out to Sydney Allen, she would have been very pleased to take a strike versus her team from last season, being Bentleigh Greens. It was interesting she didn't do that.
She's no doubt keen to get on the score sheet Yeah, against the team that she bagged 5 goals for last season. She's got just the one so far from the opening 6 rounds.
As we see, there's
Sydney Allen.
a bit of concern for Rachel Sturton, a bit of a kick to the ankle there.
You might get a bit of time added on at the end of this first half for a couple of delays relating to lost captain's armbands and officials having to rotate positions. So just to confirm, Miles Hegazi, who started as the 4th, is it upgraded to assistant referee, or is it still a sideways switch?
Interesting question, because Miles is one of my favourite 4thies, so in the end, it's probably on a colder day, although the sun's come out now. Better to be running around than holding the subs board.
Well, it's opened up here for Lazarevska, who puts it into the back of the net. Whistle had already gone for offside. That man we were just talking about, Miles Hegazi, raising his flag. Well, it does give you the option to run up and down the touchline a bit, keep warm, and less cannon fodder for coaches who are feeling aggrieved when you're just stationarily located on the halfway line between the two technical areas, as 4th officials are.
I think in the NPLW, most of the female coaches and male coaches in NPLW are pretty calm. I think it's not like having George Kasakis unleashing on you all day. But listen, it's good to see Miles out there, and I hope Whitney Crabb, looks like her ankle might be getting strapped just down below us. Hopefully she's all right.
Yeah, a bit of tape going on there, so we wish her a speedy recovery from that particular ailment. It would be quite annoying to go down so early in the contest. Sloane Young's shot has been tipped around the post by Gianna Bordalico for another Avondale corner, of which they've had plenty so far this afternoon. Cullen Knight over to take the in-swinger again. They're all lining up for it. It's cleared away at the back post. It does break for Barrero, who, as you mentioned, Sven, doesn't mind hitting them from distance on the left peg. Put the foot through that one, but didn't quite hit it as sweetly as she might have liked.
No, I think she might need to have a chat to Elise Cullen Knight with technique. It was just leant back a little bit there, as we see Belinda Stojovski playing down the wing for Bentleigh Greens to Georgia Trainer.
Trainer's ball forward is really trying to in particular. Allen gets a touch in there though, but it's straight to Sturton. Getting forward is Clemenson. From the right-hand side is Paige Clemenson. One way, then the other. This is a good run from her. She couldn't quite find Sydney Allen, who was in a good pocket of space down the right flank as well. Cullen Knight's going to send Avondale forward, and it's a good ball through as well for Lazarevska. Olivia Lazarevska in behind. Could this be number 2 for Avondale? Oh, it's a decent save. It's going to break back to Lazarevska again on the second bite of the cherry. Unable to convert, so good goalkeeping again in that one-on-one situation for Diana Bordalico. She's had precious little cover in this first half, and she's able to deter Avondale's attack again, and they concede a corner kick here to the Bentleigh Greens.
Fantastic save by Diana. Maybe during analysis week with Del Donnelly's crew that could have been squared up for Hannah.
Oh, across the face of the goal, off the post. It was everywhere but where it wanted to go. Unbelievable. That must have been millimetres away from going in. That attempt there it was Sloane Young with the instep. How did that not go in?
It's unbelievable, to be fair.
It's incredible.
From that angle with a rounded post. Remember in the old days, there used to be a more square post, but with a rounded post, for the ball to come back out, that's from that angle is very unusual.
That's defying the laws of physics here at Avenger Park from Sloane Young. She might get a second chance as she's looking to get her 6th of the season. Good ball by Sydney Allen for Lazarevska. Is she onside here? She took it well, but somehow that hasn't gone in as well. Fizzed across the face of the goal. Flag stayed down. Good ball, Sydney Allen, to pick her out.
An outstanding ball, but Lazarevska probably the last 2 times could have cut the ball back across the top of the 6-yard box, and she had Hannah and Sloan queuing up to knock them in.
Clemenson playing it forward, looking for Sturton. Bentleigh Greens just pegged back in their own half at the moment. What are you thinking right now if you're Steve Cremidas and you're just only the 1 goal down, but really under a lot of pressure?
I think, to be fair, Steve, they're playing far better than they've played all season in many ways. It's just maybe the pace and the ability of their direct opponents being the back 4 versus the front 3 for Avondale. It's outstanding to have Sloan Young, Hannah Wilkinson up top as targets is a bit of a joy.
Wilkinson again here. Oh, it's off the crossbar, so the second time the woodwork's been called into action for the Bentleigh Greens to try and stay in this one. It was Sloan Young moments ago. This time Wilkinson. And this time the volley from Callan Knight is not as effective.
I like the confidence, though. If you don't shoot, you can't score. So I think at least Callan Knight's got the right idea. Her last strike at goal was outstanding, so you can't get them all right.
Well, half an hour gone in this one. Still the 1 goal that separates them by Hannah Wilkinson. First touch for Brooke Bennett for a little while. It's the captain, Golkan Jentzaris. Avondale just trying to move the ball around and move around the Greens' opponents. Traynor. Good hustle by the Greens to keep the pressure on these Avondale players.
The way at least Callan Knight sets up is very similar to when Rihanna Policina plays at Box Hill, just wandering from here to there in the midfield and just opening up spaces, opening up opportunities, and very hard to mark, very hard to coach against. And when you have experienced players like a Policina or a Callan Knight, it just makes such a difference to your midfield, because not only are they generals, but they find space just as she is now. And she's calm, comfortable on the ball.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Sven. It's almost like she doesn't really have a nominal position. She's just moving around into different pockets of space around the central area of the park, picking up the ball and helping out teammates, trying to get overloads here and there.
No, you're exactly right, Stephen. And just her calmness with her voice, how she talks to her fellow players. If you've got a young player such as Georgia Traynor out there, it must be wonderful to have someone of at least Callan Knight's experience, and as I said, just calmness makes such a difference.
Here's the chance for Tolios. Try and play it out to the right-hand side. Clemenson was the target, but Herrero picked off the pass. So in the end, it's out for an Avondale throw over the far side of the pitch.
I think going forward, Steve Cremidas will be happy in many ways, because they are opening up pockets and looking to play forward as much as they possibly can. It's now the execution of getting the ball to where they need it to go for that, nearly that final pass, because at the moment I think Clemenson's making some fantastic runs, finding good pockets to play into. Candy Ferreira-Bass is the same. Rachel Sturton's really industrious and working hard underneath. So it's this final pass just as we're speaking right now.
Tolios tried to take on the shot. It was blocked off the boot. Woolacott plays the little 1-2. Still she goes forward, Olivia Woolacott. Keeping it in there was Giuliani. tracking back, Sloane Young doing the defensive work and gets the decision going her way, the American.
Again, having such experienced players in key positions just gives Avondale such a different look to most teams in the competition. And I think with Golkin, Calla Knight, Hannah Wilkinson, one on each line, it's just a coach's dream.
Yeah, they are so well set up. It's the clearance by Belinda Stoicheski is a good one. Calla Knight is on the end of it, though, to pick up space and just calmly redistribute the ball around the park and direct a bit of traffic as well. All right, so calm and just calming things down for her teammates. If they're under any pressure, they feel relieved of it fairly instantly. As Lazarevska's ball for Barrero, and now Wilkinson running at Stoicheski. Out wide is Sloane Young. She's got one to beat, cuts in onto the left foot. It's deflected over the crossbar. Good work initially by Sloane Young, but it was well closed down by the Bentleigh Greens players getting back. Giuliani getting back, doing a great job there.
It'll probably come down to, we've gone 35 minutes now, we're into the 35th minute. The Bentleigh Greens, people talk about fitness and being tired that way. I go another way. It's also the concentration, and the concentration of the Bentleigh midfielders and defenders to work as hard as they're doing, because Sloane Young, Hannah Wilkinson, Aska Miata, Sydney Allen, they are just attacking all the time, and their runs are exquisite.
It's in again by Calla Knight, and it's gone all the way in. I'm not sure if it's taken a touch off any Avondale players. Calla Knight's going to claim that one, so straight from the corner kick. It was probably only a matter of time with the quality of delivery that one of those corner kicks found its way in, and in the end it's the direct route from Elise Calla Knight, and the former Matilda gets herself on the score sheet here, her second for Avondale this season, and that's a handy buffer going into half-time for Del Donnelly and the Avengers.
I think having a left-footed corner take, a bit like South Melbourne do with TJ Valanek, just makes such a difference. And if you just give them repetitive corners, they can just sharpen up their sights and goal. And fantastic Olympico, bit reminiscent of Korakuni Cross in the grand final of the A-League versus Sydney all those years ago.
Oh, what a goal that was, by the way. In a grand final nonetheless as well.
To win it too, as a match winner.
Unbelievable. Great player she's gone on to be, and there's still plenty of improvement in her yet as well. As that might well have been onside there for Lazarevska had she been able to bring it under control.
As I was saying, just the mental fatigue kicks in, and just the simple skills of hitting targets start to become harder and harder for teams under pressure like Bentleigh are currently. And sadly for them, the weapons that Del Donnelly has for Avondale will make you pay each time. They will punish you.
Bentleigh Greens, they had trouble getting the ball into that final third in the last 15 or 20 minutes or so. They've got it there now. They don't have possession of the ball. This is keeper Brooke Bennett. So they try and play out. Good hassle from the Greens, though. Getting a touch there. Woolacott couldn't bring it under control. Here's Sato. Clemenson. Good duel over there on the far side. Clemenson eventually losing out to her opponent. Here's Lazarevska. Allen. Barrero and Avondale just looking to work the ball patiently up the park. Wilkinson back to goal in her own half. Calla Knight with the first time switch of play. Picks out Miata, the welcome returnee that didn't feature in the loss last week.
I think that's the biggest difference between Avondale and most teams in the NPL. Just the calmness on the ball that they have, and they're comfortable playing the ball with multiple passes in their back third, where most teams are trying to move the ball quickly, which normally leads in turnovers, where the calmness here of Sydney Allen, looking now for Georgia Trainer. Probably use Sloane Young going forward. It's just fantastic to watch.
Look at that touch there, just as you mentioned, Sloane Young with that little shimmy and playing it through for Lazarevska. And she's offside this time. Well, that looked very close. Catch that one again on your replay screen at home and see what you think, but it's not quite side on to be able to judge. And our assistant referee, Miles Hegazi, who's been shifted across from his fourth official duties, was quick to put the flag up. Now, maybe a chance here, perhaps, but again, it's a good bit of defending by Accardo to go back to her keeper. Under pressure from Rachel Sturton. Accardo was calm.
It's one of those things, calmness can be infectious, where sometimes panic can spread, and just the calmness of Avondale is just a bit of a joy to watch. Even last night's game, we talked about South Melbourne and Spring Hills. When Alex Sinclair's on the ball or in the vicinity of the ball, Spring Hills are very calm. They look a different team when the ball's in her part of the park. And then we go the other way. South Melbourne conceded a goal last night where they probably shouldn't have, and it gets down to that calmness again. So it can make the difference. Last night cost South Melbourne 3 points, and here again, Calla Knight, Golkin, Hannah Wilkinson makes a huge difference.
Ball over the top for Wilkinson here, bearing down on goal, but she decides to check back and play the ball to Sydney Allen. Trying her luck as Sydney Allen slicing across the shot. It's off target. 5 minutes till the break, and still that 2-goal cushion.
I think that's one of Sydney Allen's favourite ranges to strike a goal from. When she first arrived from America, she played at Burundara in the VPL, and she was scoring goals for fun from there. And she did that when she was at Heidelberg. She's done that at Alamein, did that at Bentleigh Greens, and I think she'd like to do a bit more of that now for her new club, Avondale.
She scored so many goals in her time here, a remarkable 54 goals in the NPLW. That is quite a return. Capable of scoring from, as you say, Sven, those sorts of positions from that sort of 20 to 25 yard distance out from goal.
She's one of those players, bit of an icon in the competition with the headband that's stood out for years. It's a bit of protection from concussion or the like from hitting the ball, which not many other players wear. So she's one of those players everyone knows.
Sloane Young had her pocket picked there by Tolios. Georgia Trainer at full stretch, puts it out of play. Plenty of handy players on the bench for Avondale this afternoon. Isaiah Claridge, Alana Bodgers, Daniela Galuccio, Alyssa Smith, Kayla Zarkos, Charlie Stefanowski. Might see some of those players enter the action after the half-time interval perhaps here, if Dale Donnelly's feeling like changing things up.
I think we will see some changes, but I'm thinking more probably around 60 minutes, unless Asuka Miata might come off a bit earlier, seeing she was travelling back from Japan last week.
Steve Cremidas is making some positional switches as we speak. Personnel moving the magnets around.
I think he's moving Karina Tolios more central. Yeah. Maybe they've gone to a 4-4-2 here because it looks like Rachel Sturton, Candy Ferreira-Bass, the front two. And Tolios and Clemson have dropped to the wide midfielders as we see Tolly playing it to Georgia Giuliani.
Well, a chance here for Giuliani to get the cross in. She's got Golkin Janet Cyrus to beat, who does her job, concedes the corner kick. So Bentleigh Greens, can they get one back from this set piece before half-time? It would be a handy time to grab a goal against the run of play and make things 2-1. We're hearing there might be 4 minutes added on at the end of this first half, so there's plenty of time for them to grab a goal before the break. In comes the corner kick, and there's the goal for the Greens. They've waited long and hard for that one, and they finally got it. Good ball in from Tolios. And it's tucked home by Rachel Sturton. What a great header.
Outstanding corner by Karina Tolios. Low, flat, hard for the defenders to defend, and just outside the 6-yard box, Rachel Sturton finishes beautifully. One of the more quality headers I've seen so far this season, because Brooke Bennett is a wonderful goalkeeper, and to beat her means it was a quality finish. So well done to Rachel Sturton, great corner. As we see some changes here, Steve Cremidas has got Candy Ferreira-Bass now sitting as a 6.
Just watching that again on the textbook header, that one. Rachel Sturton.
Outstanding, and again, Rachel in the competitions below the NPLW scored goals for fun, and to see her score is great reward, because she's been working incredibly hard for Bentleigh Greens in the early part of this season without much reward. So well done to her, and well done to Bentleigh Greens to have it 2-1 at 45 minutes.
Ball over the back, coming to claim. Oh, it's a bit of an awkward one for Gianna Bordolico.
As you said, Steve, 4 minutes of added time, so still chance for both teams to actually score.
So 2-1 here. Greens grabbing one back before half-time, but is there time for the Avengers to restore the 2-goal cushion?
Wonderful touch there by Yuka Sato to prevent Sloane Young taking that left-footed shot on goal.
Fully committed there was Sydney Allen. Nice little header by Miata. Finds Allen. Wilkinson back to goal. First time pass for Callan Knight. Couldn't quite find Young. It's picked up by Giuliani. Woolicott's ball is a useful one. It's a good ball by Giuliani to pick out her teammate further afield, but they've turned it over here. Clemenson couldn't quite bring it under control. Allen. Opportunity for Miata back inside Callan Knight onto her preferred left foot. Closing her down well was Tolios, but a little unlucky there, Tolios. She's been adjudged to have given away the foul.
I think sometimes being a former Matilda can add weight if there's a 50-50 decision. Not saying it wasn't there, but I think Karina Tolios will feel a little bit hard done by. And particularly in this position of the game, when you've got players of the calibre of Sydney Allen, Cam Barrero, Elise Callan Knight to take shots on goal, I think Diana Bordolinko's radar will be working overtime here.
Well, we played 2 of the added 4 minutes at the end of this first half. Callan Knight, she's already got one from a corner kick. This one drives it along the ground, and Bordolico does well enough. Not quite what Callan Knight was trying to do, hoping to catch it a little bit differently to that, perhaps. Woollicott. Good pressure, Miata. Trainer with the throw. In the shadows of half-time at Avenger Park, with the sun coming back out. Georgia Trainer can take the throw again. Some of your final thoughts on the first half, Sven, of what you expected, how you expected it to play out?
I think I said, 4-1 prior to the game, maybe 5 or 6, but I think, to be fair, we see Clemenson in possession of the ball now for Bentleigh Greens. If they continue to try and play her side of the ground, I think they'd have more opportunity to score more goals, but going the other way, the fatigue both physical and mental, is going to kick in for Bentleigh Greens around 60 minutes. So they've got to just work hard, take their opportunities when they get them, and players like Felicity Jasowski and also Belinda, as their centre backs, just have to be aware with Hannah and Sloane working so hard. Just give Avondale so many opportunities to score.
Combination doesn't quite come off the Greens. So into the last seconds of the first half before the players disappear down the tunnel for the team talk. Good pressure again from the goal scorer Rachel Sturton, but she's adjudged to have mistimed that challenge on goal can Janet Cyrus. And that'll do us for half-time at Avenger Park. An attacking contest, an open game between these two sides. And we halt at half-time with the score at 2-1. The opening goal by Hannah Wilkinson. Callan Knight made it 2 from an Olympico, direct from the corner kick. And in swinging with her trusty left foot. And then a great header by Rachel Sturton. The Bentleigh Greens, they haven't had too many good looks at goal, but Rachel Sturton took the chance with 2 hands, buried the header, a textbook effort, and it sees just the 1-goal margin at half-time. So the Bentleigh Greens still chasing their first point of the season. They're down by a goal, but they're certainly not out of this at half-time. Sven Samuel.
No, they're not. And as I said, at the start, their structure, their calmness on the football, Bentleigh Greens was fantastic. So I think Steve Cremidas has got a lot to be positive about. The goal was a fantastic finish. He's got to probably work on the defence a little bit. And the transition of defending is something that he'll need to have a little bit of concern about. But Dal Donnelly's team, they've hit crossbars, they've hit uprights, and they've had many chances. He might be a little bit more frustrated in a strange way, even though his team is 2-1 up at half-time.
Well, we'll take a short intermission here. Thanks for your company in the first half. We'll be back for the second 45, both myself, Steve Curtin and Sven Samuel from Avenger Park. We're looking forward to your company. With half-time, the score, Avondale 2, Bentleigh Greens 1.
That tells a story, doesn't it?
16 to 3.
So
They did so well to get the score on the board there, really, the Greens.
Yeah. They've got players who can score, and it's just... Yeah, you've got one team that's super calm and wanting to play forward, where the other team wants to play forward, just doesn't get it.
They just need one more player like Suto looks a bit of calmness on the ball, but it's nowhere near enough.
I think the biggest problem, I would say, forward, is Grosky and obviously Dukakos.
Yeah, and it shows all the time, doesn't it? Yeah. And against Wilkinson and Young, it's going to be a problem.
I reckon there's 2 offside decisions where they probably weren't.
Do you want anything from the...
No, I'm good, thank you.
Bernard, do you want anything from the...
No, I'm good, thanks, man. Are you doing the men's game as well?
No, I'm going home, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Are you staying for the men's? Yeah. Well, hello and welcome back to Avenger Park for the second 45. Avondale leading the Bentleigh Greens by 1-0. The Bentleigh Greens chasing their first point of the season. Avondale chasing their fourth win in 7. Hannah Wilkinson's goal got us going, and she's going to get us underway for the second 45. Calla Knight with the second touch of the ball. She's the other goal scorer for the Avengers this afternoon, scoring direct from the corner kick with the Olympico, outfoxing the Bentleigh Greens keeper, Gianna Bordolico. And it was Rachel Sturton with the excellent header. And there's a chance here for Wilkinson to start the second half just as she started the first, around the goalkeeper and off the line, if you don't mind. That is some excellent defending, getting back Belinda Stojcevski. Well, Wilkinson had waltzed around Bordolico, and Stojcevski getting back to save the day and keep the deficit just at the single goal. Well, right from the kickoff that was. I don't think the Bentleigh Greens had touched the ball until Stojcevski got that touch off the goal line. Great build-up. And Hannah Wilkinson thought she'd doubled her tally for the afternoon, but for the effort of Stojcevski getting back onto the goal line to save the day. So committed defending by the Greens. We've seen that a few times this afternoon, but they've had to work hard, but they've also been their own worst enemy, having too many balls in behind. Lazarevska with the chance down the flank. Getting back to do the defensive duty was Freya Bass, and it's out of play. And we'll have to say thanks for the latte. Welcome back to the broadcast position. The man who's just stripped down to, he's got the polo top on. It's warming up in Melbourne after a cold night last night. Welcome back to the broadcast position for the second half, Sven Samuel.
Thanks, Steve. Fantastic service here at Avenger Park with the coffee and the tea, and quite a few NPLW coaches here watching this game and trying to give me some advice to give the listeners, but I'll keep that to myself for the minute.
We might try and tease that out gradually over the next 45 minutes, Ben, if we can. Here's Sturton, the goal scorer for the Bentleigh Greens. Plays it centrally. It's cleared away by Accardo. Allen in a good pocket of space here. Keeps the ball in front of her. Playing it out wide. Lazarevska in space. Giving chase is Hoondalis. Into the hot spot. Oh, getting there first was Sloane Young across the face of the goal and into the back of the net for Sloane Young. And she does net her 6th of the season. She'd been threatening that all through the first half. And she pounced on the mistake by the Greens. And the Avondale side can restore that 2-goal cushion that they have. And they're going to feel pretty good about themselves going into this second half with that goal and that 2-goal cushion. Great finish by Sloane Young, the American.
Just outstanding build-up. Sydney Allen played a delightful ball to Lazarevski. She's hung on to the ball just enough to let Sloane Young run forward. Played the ball in behind, and to be fair, Sloane's probably nicked that off the keeper, and a fantastic finish from that angle. Again, the joys of having a left-footed player playing up front for you.
Absolutely right there, and that goal has been threatening already since the halftime interval. We've only played a few minutes since the break, and it was already Bordolico who'd been rounded by Wilkinson. Saved off the line by Stojcevski, but not that time. Bordolico coming out to claim. Couldn't get there in time. Sloane Young just too quick. Here's Lazarevska receiving from Allen yet again. That familiar passing pattern from Avondale down the left-hand side. In by Barrero. Bordolico on the half volley.
That's one of Camberero's real strength. The overlap running and whipping the ball in with her left foot. Again, quality ball. If Hannah or Sloane had been in there, again, putting Bentleigh under a lot of pressure here, Avondale.
Avondale looking to turn the screws here in this second half. That ball from Hannah Wilkinson's asking a little bit too much, even from the pacey Sloane Young.
As we saw before half-time, Stu Cremidas, Bentleigh's coach, has asked Candy Ferreira-Bass, the captain, to play as a 6. And really, that's the issue, I think, that the midfield strength of Avondale is starting to take a toll on Bentleigh Greens.
Lazarevska. Wilkinson can turn and face forward here. She decides to share the ball with Allen. Callan Knight getting a touch in there was Clemenson. Scrapping for the ball, Clemenson and Callan Knight. And here is the opportunity for Ferreira-Bass to try and go forward from that deep lying midfield position that she's been deployed in this afternoon. Maybe not the favourite position of hers to play. The free kick's gone the way of Avondale, and Bentleigh thought it was theirs.
I think it's a throw-in, actually, Steve. I think the ball was already out.
So no foul there.
Oh, they have played a foul.
She has given.
Wow.
She has given a free kick.
Oh no! Back to the throw.
Oh, now it's our throw. Oh. Well, you were right all along, Sven.
Listen. A broken clock strikes the right time twice a day, as we see a cheeky little pass by Oscar Miata.
Nice little Rabona to set up the play down the left-hand side. Callan Knight's cross in. Bortolico handles it well. Crossed a little bit too close to the keeper. Ferreira-Bass, heaps of space here for her. She can just keep going forward, playing it over the top. She's got a couple of options. Tolios and Sturton. Tolios picks up the ball. Support from Clemenson. Space and time to supply the cross. Let it run under her foot. Gets it back out of her feet again and delivers it in. And the flick on coming from Sato was harmlessly out of play.
It's fantastic to be as attacking as Bentleigh Greens are trying to do here, but just then in that moment, if the ball had turned over in transition, the space in the midfield that lets Avondale hit back on the counter is a bit of a concern to me.
Avondale doing the defensive work again. Woolacott, she was dispossessed by her opponent, which was Miata, and Avondale are going to come forward here again. Sloane Young's going to find Wilkinson. Lazarevska trying to get there first, and good effort with a bit of pace shown there by Angeliki Hundalis, getting across from the opposite fullback position to cover.
No, that was
really good.
Wonderful cover by Kiki Honduras. Tremendous.
It's exactly what will impress Steve Comedes. That's what he needs to see, that back four working together and getting in there to cover the gaps, of which there's been a fraction too many. The Bentleigh coaching staff will feel this afternoon, but admittedly against a star-studded Avondale attack, and it's Callan Knight who's scored from the corner kick earlier, who delivers this one. This one won't go directly in. It goes across the face and beats everyone.
The concern for Steve Cremidas and his defenders, every time Callan Knight swings in a corner, Hannah Wilkinson is such a target, and a hard target to knock off the ball, and it poses a lot of problems. People focus then on Hannah, and they've got so many other attacking options sitting in the 6-yard box. To be fair, they've done pretty well, Bentleigh Greens, to only concede one goal from a corner, because there's been many today already.
Almost lost count of how many corners they've had to defend. It's like practicing training drills, having to defend repeat corners. Good scrap for the ball here, and it's going to be Miata coming away with it. Well played, Asuka Miata. Oh, loses it in the end. There's the commentator's curse for you. Miata still scrapping for it, though. Eventually concedes the throw.
I think Asuka Miata would enjoy that cheeky little nutmeg Candy Ferreira-Bass. It's something she's well known for, and that'll bring a smile to her face if that's brought up in the analysis during the week for Avondale.
Miata with the block to close down the goal scorer, Sturton. Just on analysis as well, given that we have got a NPLW championship winning coach in here, if we can just get a little break in play, we'll have to have a bit of a dive into what level of analysis, what we expect coaches to go into in training, what night of the week that might happen, that sort of thing.
That's fine. I'm happy to chat about that. The other interesting thing in this game at half-time was 16 scoring shots at Avondale, shots on goal, to 3 to Bentleigh Greens. So, again, in a strange way, Bentleigh Greens did well with the opportunities that they had in that first half, and they'll be hoping to repeat that in the second half. It's just the ball coming back the other way doesn't have a lot of pressure on it, and it's making it really hard for the defenders of Bentleigh Greens.
Tolios was almost in behind Golcan Janet Cyrus there, but just didn't quite break for her. Here's a chance for Ferreira Bass, who tries the shot, saved onto the crossbar by Bennett. Well, they haven't had too many highlights in the final third, Bentleigh Greens, so when they do, it's must-watch TV. Ferreira Bass, an awfully long way out, forcing the best out of Brooke Bennett. That might be the biggest highlight of the match, and it's a match where we've already seen in Olympico.
I think during last Monday night's game, Candy Ferreira Bass did exactly the same thing in the first 2 minutes, and it took an amazing save from Alyssa DeLost in the Bulleen game. And today, Brooke Bennett, what a top-hand save she's had then. It's outstanding goalkeeping.
Well, Bennett's got to claim this one. Just looking at that one again, the left foot of Ferreira Bass at full stretch. The save with the top hand as she was diving across the goal. It's a real testament to Brooke Bennett too, because she's had to really be concentrating for large periods of the game where she hasn't had the ball coming to her.
No, I think she's definitely one of the better goalkeepers in the NPLW, and that's just a tremendous save. Her distribution is a work of art, and her releases out of hand by foot, as you saw there, well into the opposition's half. And when you've got 3 or 4 attacking players, as Avondale have, running onto the ball, it's just such a release of pressure.
What was even more remarkable was making that diving save at full stretch. Didn't even lose the baseball cap either. It stayed on the head, so must have some good tension on it to not fall off amid that dive. Barrero's in space here. Cameron Barrero looking to supply the cross with the instep. It's an awkward one for that Greens defence. It just bounced and sat up, and Wilkinson on the turn. Bordalico equal to the shot.
I think Canberra then could have probably given that a little bit more height, a bit more pace on the ball, which would have probably caught Bentleigh Greens a bit more by surprise.
Oh, and caught out again as the Greens, because just like that, Avondale have made it 4. Sloane Young gets her second of the afternoon, and a second since half-time. So Sloane Young, the number 9, the American, making the most of the opportunity.
Great play in that transition from Georgia Trainer. So again, they're working really well as a team here, Avondale, and they've been rewarded on the scoreboard.
So much space in the penalty area for Sloane Young to march in there. It was an open invitation. She couldn't believe her luck, really, at the amount of space that she had to waltz in the penalty area. The Greens defence, they've defended with a high line at times early in the match, but they were sitting well off her there, and she didn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Made her second of the afternoon. That puts her on 7 for the season. So that duel between the two Avondale attackers, they're duking it out at the moment, Wilkinson and Young. Young's got her nose in front with 7 goals ahead of Wilkinson's 6 for the season. Lazarevska getting the cross in, and Bordalico gets it out of play for a corner.
No, it was a fantastic finish, and that's what you want from your imports, your visa players. Someone who's calm on the ball and can just pick a corner, put the ball away. And Sloane Young, she's been a standout so far this season, and continues to reward Dal Donnelly and his team for picking her up, making a really good recruiting decision.
In comes the corner. Hoondellis trying to deal with it. Eventually it's cleared away by Stoichevsky. Lazarevska playing it in. Stoichevsky with the block again. So just like that, Avondale have raced out of sight to that 4-1 lead that they have now. That's the score you predicted at pre-match as well, Sven. Are they going to be able to just keep it like this for the next half an hour?
I'm nervous because of the repeat corners here that Sydney Allen's getting fair siders every time now, and we've got such, as I said, such wonderful targets in that 6-yard box. I'm a bit nervous for the Greens, sadly.
As the rain returns to Avenger Park, Suto, good control. Hoondalis can hit it down the line. Finds Sturton, the goal scorer for the Greens. At full stretch was Suto, and it's possession given back to Avondale. Ricardo can switch the play here. Sydney Allen looking for Wilkinson. Too much on the pass. Breeze just picking up a little bit, favouring the left of your screen, the northern end of the venue.
The rain's really picking up now, Steve, and I'm a bit nervous for your amazing tech we have in front of us here.
I'm just hoping that we can get more of a westerly, southwesterly breeze, and the prevailing wind will be sheltered by this tremendous facility that we've got here to call from. It's not too fun calling matches in conditions like this at local grounds, but when you have such a good facility that you're undercover and sheltered and protected from the wind, it makes it a hell of a lot better, and no doubt you'll be enjoying the pictures at home. Bernard behind the camera on the top floor above us here, giving you a great look at the action, and at the moment it's wet and wild conditions on the hour mark at Avenger Park, with Avondale leading this one 4-1, looking the goods for their 4th win in 7 starts this season, bouncing back from that loss against Essendon Royals out at Ironbark Fields on the synthetic pitch number 3. A double change coming up here, Sven, for the Bentleigh Greens, and a good time to do it.
So we've got Freya Duffy, number 6, coming on for Bentleigh Greens. Started her football South Melbourne, played at Heidelberg last year, and she's coming onto the pitch for number 12, Olivia Westcott, Woolacott, I should say.
She's made her absence on the far side of the pitch over there. Looks like it's going to be Medina Ali coming on as well.
And Paige Clemenson, number 9, coming off. Or 7, I should say, 7.
So Clemenson, you mentioned Clemenson working hard up and down that right flank. Didn't really get as much supply as she might have got. They could have used that side of the pitch a little more often earlier in the match.
I think so. I'm actually a little bit surprised that she's coming off. Again, when you've taken off 2 of your visa players, and you don't want to compare players or compare clubs, but if you look at the visa players, someone like Sloane Young, who's just such a dangerous player, and Jal and his team have done really well to recruit her, and the 2 visa players for Bentleigh Greens, having them come off at that 60 minutes, probably not quite what you want from your visa players.
Yeah, it's probably fair to say it's a reasonable indication that things are just not quite ticking along as nicely as you'd like them to be, with your squad composition and your levels of where your players are at. Avondale still yet to make a change in this second half. No doubt the subs will be itching to get on and perhaps get in on the scoring act and add to this 4-goal tally that they've clocked up this afternoon already. Just under half an hour of regulation time to go in this second half this afternoon in this lunchtime kickoff. NPLW round 7 action coming away from Avenger Park. Steve Curtin and Sven Samuel on the call. We hope you're enjoying the action, and we hope that you're somewhere where you're nice and dry this afternoon. Avondale looking to play out short from the back. Goalkeeper Janet Cyrus combining with Miyata. Out wide is Traynor. Running out of room over near the canteen, and good offerings from over there. Nice warm tea and coffee. Good work getting in line early, Sven, to beat the rush at half-time.
Listen, I think Avondale might be heading towards Box Hill. I think Box Hill's got the best canteen in the competition. I think it's outstanding there.
I've let myself down not getting out to Wembley Park I don't think I've ever been to Wembley Park, actually. It's a bit of a guilty admission there from this commentator as Avondale look to turn defence into attack here. Wilkinson giving chase. Stoicheski favoured to get there first. There's plenty of heat on the back pass towards Bordalico, so much so that it crashes out of play into the advertising hoardings in front of the Social Club. Another corner incoming here for the Avengers.
Listen, I think this is Sydney Allen's bread and butter. You know, if she can get it, obviously, where she wants the ball to be, towards the back of the 6-yard box, to have Sloane Young and also Hannah Wilkinson as targets here. I'm a little bit nervous as we can see a few Avondale players starting to warm up.
Well, subs incoming, you fancy, for Del Donnelly. In comes the corner. Wilkinson was up in the air early, and there's the finish, and it's put away for number 5 by Avondale's number 5, Isabella Ricardo. Player out there for her defensive duty, showing her attacking prowess. And Avondale are enjoying themselves. They're singing in the rain this afternoon.
I think the former Bulleen player, Isabella Ricardo, would be very pleased with that finish. Very much Johnny on the spot. She's knocked it in very well indeed, as we see the score, you know, probably reflecting where the game's at. But I just hope to think Bentleigh Greens can just keep working hard, give some of their other players on the bench an opportunity, just to try and get something out of this game to build for next week, because you've always got to start looking for the week ahead when you're in this situation. You want positivity. You want, you know, a bit of what would I say, excitement at training, and I think young players can do that, and they've got some really good young players on the bench. And as I said, I love to see Tess Kinsella get out there, because they're the sort of stories that can lift your group and bring some enjoyment, because in the end you play football because you love it, and when you're at the end of some defeats that have been pretty hard to take, I think it'd be wonderful to get some young players out there and just give them an opportunity.
Forward by Barrero. Lazarevski at the target. Hoondalis giving chase. Hoondalis is going to concede the corner again. So, yet again, the Greens tasked with going into defence mode here to repel this Avondale attack. Sydney Allen over to supply again, and it was her corner that brought Bentleigh undone a few moments ago. With the finish by Isabella Ricardo. It's that 5-1 scoreline now. It's been a second half onslaught by the Avengers. 3 goals since the interval. In comes the corner at the back post. Miata trying to bring it down. It was an opportunity that almost broke for Avondale, but in the end it's cleared away by the Greens. And we've got some subs incoming here by the looks of it for Avondale this time, Sven.
Yeah, we do indeed, and I think, as we're saying, it'd be fantastic to see Bentleigh Green bring some younger players on. We've seen that happen already now. Georgia Trainer being taken off after, I think, a really good shift by Georgia Trainer. She should be proud how she's played, and she's worked really hard. With the change with Claridge coming on, assuming in that right back position.
Isaiah Claridge, the girl from Bendigo. She's got her own collectible cards that you can get if you're here at the ground today as well. So should be, I hope she's picked up one of those for herself to keep in the scrapbook. Good to see players from regional Victoria coming down and making a difference in the top flight of football, men's and women's.
No, I think it's an untapped talent pathway, to be fair. I think there's so many wonderful players in regional Victoria. They just need that opportunity and people to trust in them, give them the opportunity, and make some sacrifices that, you know, they don't have to train the 3 or 4 nights a week, because obviously travel is a bit of a tyranny. So in the end, I love seeing players from the country getting an opportunity.
Smashed long by Bennett. It was flicked on by Sloane Young, who is on a hat-trick now. Not sure who she was trying to flick it to. It was headed straight for that canteen window, I fancy, Sven.
I think at least Calla Knight was hoping it was heading towards her. She had a bit of a wry smile and a bit of banter between them.
So 70 minutes have elapsed here at Avenger Park. More time for Avondale to try and boost their goal difference. It was +6 going into this contest, having scored 14 and conceded 8 prior to today. Barrero's ball to the top of the box.
We've got Aska Miata down behind play, a player who rarely goes to ground. She's up again with a bit of a hobble.
We might see some more changes for Del Donnelly in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe Miata, you mentioned she's just returned back from a trip to Japan. Maybe just fitness and conditioning might see her taken off early as just a risk to avoid injury.
I think Coach Del Donnelly for Avondale is encouraging his players, probably could pick up on their effects, Mike, to move the ball quicker, to try and obviously get the ball into positions where they can score. And with the midfield dominating, and particularly on this side of the ground, got Cam Barrero, who's got the ball coming to her now.
It's a good pass by Calla Knight to find her, and she sets a task for Lazarevska, who won't be able to get on the end of that one. Calm by Bordalico. Hundalis. She's got Tolios up the line. Still she goes Kiki, plays it forward. It's cut off by Golcan, Janet Saris, and picked up by Suto, who tried to send it out to the left flank, but it was cut off well by the substitute Claridge. Suto just in a good pocket of space, trying to find someone upfield to try and put this Avondale defence under pressure. But you have to say, since those last round of changes, Bentleigh haven't really put their best foot forward to try and ask any questions of this Avondale defence in the last 10 minutes.
No, you're exactly right, Steve. I think with Yuka Sato, she came to Australia, played at Southern United at the end of their NPL era, and in the VPL she went to Bulleen, and she's always been a tenacious midfielder. She's working really hard for Bentleigh Greens, and hopefully she can pick up with a few of her teammates and carry them along a little bit, lift them up, because last thing you want to see is players with their heads down.
Well, it was that Rachel Sturton goal from the header, a brilliant header at that just before half-time, that gave these Bentleigh Greens players a bit of a boost. They needed that confidence boost, and getting on the scoreboard after a 7-0 drubbing last week. They were so close to getting a point the previous week against Alamein out at Dorothy Laver. Unlucky with a penalty going against them that was a pretty harsh call. You might look at it on review and think it was a bit unlucky, but in the end, they're still chasing that first point of the season. So a lot of work to do for the team that sits at the very bottom of the NPLW at the moment.
I think you can't question their determination and their effort. It's just the execution which is posing to be a little bit of the issue. And obviously, I've spoken a lot, to have Calla Knight, Hannah Wilkinson and Golcan on those lines. They just probably don't have that Bentleigh Greens, and they don't have that calmness. You watch Avondale, they're happy in possession. They thrive when they're in possession of the ball, and they're the teams you want to coach. You want to coach those players who want the ball at every opportunity. And you go back to Sloane Young's finish earlier. She scored from fairly close to goal, but you still have to do it. And I think the thing is, they've got these players who just thrive in this atmosphere that Del Donnelly's created, and hats off to him and the coaching staff. I know Larissa Walsh does a lot of work with their fitness and strength and conditioning, and they're looking pretty tip-top at the minute.
They've got a chance to maybe make it 6 here as the ball's played into the box. Bordalico pounces on the ball in a 6-yard box. Well, it isn't impressive, and you've got to factor in as well, this is a newly promoted team as well, but the level of professionalism is as good as anyone in this competition, if not better, and it speaks volumes, and it shows by the leadership on and off the field that you can see. It's very evident. First time I've had a look at the Avondale women this season, this afternoon, and it's just a very impressive operation.
No, they've done extremely well, and I can't wait to see who comes in at the window. We're hearing Aidan Keen's coming here and a few other big-name A-League players, so it's only going to strengthen them, and they'll hopefully continue to rack up points now. But when those types of player like an Aidan Keen comes into your squad, wow, it makes a huge difference, and beware everyone else in the NPLW.
It's a scary proposition for the teams sitting above Avondale, in those 5 places above them at the moment. But Callan Knight there, taking that set piece, happy to accept her as a member of your golf club, wherever you may be. Stopped and replaced 3 separate divots before she took that set piece opportunity there for Avondale. So not only is she concerned about how the team performs, she's also concerned about making sure this pitch is performing. We've also got a double header today. It's Avondale and Oakley in the Senol NPL Victoria men's after this. So this pitch looks like it's actually standing up. We weren't sure how it would handle when we turned up, and it looked like a lake in the 6-yard box at the Reggio Calabria Club end of the venue, but it's held up pretty well, you fancy.
No, it's fantastic. I think this breeze is probably just helping dry out the pitch a little bit for the next game with the men. But at least Callan Knight, she might be getting an invite down to Royal Melbourne or somewhere similar down in the Sandbelt, because that's what you want to see, people showing such respect to their environment. So well done to Elise Callan Knight. Mum and Dad will be proud she's been brought up properly.
Queenslanders are okay, I guess, aren't they? They're all right.
Listen, there's a lot of great Queenslanders played for the Matildas and still playing for the Matildas.
Oh, here's the American out wide. She's on a hat-trick. Here's Sloane Young into the box. There's a couple of targets there. The New Zealander Wilkinson brings it down. Callan Knight, first-time ball. It's easily repelled by that Greens defence, only as far as Barrero, who was cleaned up by Sturton after she won the header. Sturton just getting a little bit frustrated, you fancy, and understandably so.
I think Sturton's been one of those players all season for the Greens who's really worked hard, done everything I'd imagine the coach has asked her to do, because her efforts have been from game 1 versus South Melbourne at Kingston Heath. She's just brought passion, she's brought energy, and I did see another well-known NPLW coach in the crowd, Andy Burnett. He was very impressed with her goal at half-time. He was telling me it was a fine finish, and I'd expect that from someone like Rachel Sturton, he said. So that was an interesting observation.
It's another Callan Knight set piece. It was flicked on, but it's come off a Avondale player last. Goal kick will be the decision, so not too long to go in this one. Bentleigh Greens, they just love to find something constructive that they can take into their next game, which will be against Keilor Park. And a couple of subs incoming as well.
Yeah, listen, this is fantastic by Steve Cremita. Sophia Cuba, who started last week, bring her on, and to see Tess Kinsella play will be a wonderful moment. I can see her father, Dave Kinsella, in the crowd over near the canteen. He'll be a very proud parent, and he was really excited for this opportunity for his daughter. And all these players who play, there's always that backstory about what their parents have sacrificed to get them to this level, and to get a bit of reward for someone like Dave Kinsella and his daughter Tess is just outstanding, as it is, as I said, for many of these players, or all these players, to be fair.
Looks like a double sub incoming for both sides at the moment. Avondale have prepared Alyssa Smith and Charlize Stefanowski. Stefanowski wasn't in the matchday squad last week, but gets her chance off the bench today. Flags up here, like offside against Sloane Young. Like an easy call for our assistant over on the far side, Natalie Finlay. So we'll just get those confirmation of those changes. Sydney Allen's shift is complete. And is it Golkan Janitsaris as well as handed over the captain's armband, so she'll be taking her leave as well. She's handed the captain's armband to Isabella Ricardo, the most recent goal scorer out there from Central Defence. A little bit of a reshuffle. Those Bentleigh subs are just on ice for the moment, or are they going to take? They are going to take place. It might be a triple, is it, Sven?
Yeah, it is. We've also got Christina Sousa joining Tess Kinsella on a debut, and Sophia Cuba coming on. Looks like Rachel Sturton, Georgia Giuliani, and Karina Tolios coming off for the Greens.
So taking off a couple of heavy hitters there, the Greens. Looks like Sturton's maybe not wanting to go off. So a good story there, Tess Kinsella, you were saying pre-game, just 15 years of age, turning 16.
Yes, that's right. So always been at Bentleigh Greens, played last year at South Melbourne, came back to Greens and been rewarded going straight from their under-17s into their senior lineup here, and you know that sells hope to everyone at Bentleigh Greens coming through their pathways that, you know, the coaching's been good in the 13s, the 15s and the 17s. So, you know, if parents are looking for a place to you know, potentially take their daughters, I think you know, Bentleigh Greens is giving opportunities to young players, and we probably don't see that enough, to be fair, and it's fantastic to see Steve Cremidas and his team have done that.
Ball into the box. Pereira is going to come away with it. Medina Ali was hoping to get on the end of the through ball and maybe get an attempt on Brooke Bennett's goal, but not to be. Wilkinson's here. She's just got the one this afternoon. She has hit the crossbar as well. Picked up by Suto. It's a decent pass to find the NPL debutante there, Tess Kinsella. Completed her pass as well to Hoondalis, but eventually Avondale back in possession. This is Callan Knight. Wilkinson in plenty of space. Georgopoulos just standing off her, but Georgopoulos managed to outfox her because she picked the pass and was able to play it to Hoondalis, but they're getting stuck in the corners here, and the pockets are the Greens. Lofted upfield by Hoondalis. Great control by Miata. There's Claridge, one of the Avondale substitutes. Look at this glorious sunshine. You wouldn't know that it had belted down rain most of the morning if you turned up now or just tuned in from, maybe you are tuning in from somewhere like sunny Queensland.
You'd be thinking, what rain? No, the sun's out again. It's great to see Kinsella get an early touch. That would have calmed her nerves and put a smile on her face. Here she goes again.
She can turn and face forward here. She gets a call to turn, but she's decided just to go back. She's going to get it again here from Suto. Kinsella looking to beat Barrero. She's got plenty of confidence just to try and take on the opponents, and why not? Suto. Freya Bass scrapping for the ball with Miata, and out wide Kinsella again, so she's getting plenty of the ball. The youngster plays it in, away by Claridge. Lazarevska dropping deep to pick up the ball. Wilkinson gets it forward quickly, but a little bit too quickly. Picked off by Stoichevsky. Getting a touch over on the far side there was Freya Duffy in the number 6 jersey for the Greens. Sousa striding forward, another one of the substitutes. Certainly been a game changer since we went to 5 subs instead of 3, really able to shuffle the pack a little bit and give more players exposure.
I think it's a fantastic thing, and in many ways we want that to happen because we want to develop players, not just for our clubs, but also, you know, forward for A-League. Obviously, with the Emerging Matildas tournament coming up this year based in Melbourne, which is a fantastic thing to have the best female footballers at 15s and 16s level being in Melbourne. It'll be some tremendous football to watch. and go and support it, go and reward Football Victoria for putting their hand up, just getting the Nationals back here in Victoria is a wonderful thing.
Could this be a chance for Bentleigh? Running is the substitute Medina Ali. Claridge getting back to do the defensive duty. Floating it in was Sophia Cuba.
I think the Senol NPLW competition needs to see more young players getting opportunities, and I know it's hard because there's relegation and we don't want clubs relegated, but sadly we also need to develop footballers, and I think the balance between NPL juniors and NPL seniors is getting closer, where we're trying to reward players as much as we possibly can to have homegrown players, and it's something Avondale are doing, something obviously Bentleigh Greens are doing, but if we can see more of it, I think it's just wonderful.
Out of play on the far side, it was Charlie Stefanowski, the substitute, trying to keep it in. This is Suto. Yuka Suto ends up losing the ball. Wilkinson just trod on the ball and lost her footing. Was quick to get back up to her feet, though, the New Zealander, and out wide is Camberero. Calla Knight demanding the ball. Ali lurking behind her. Claridge's ball is a good one. Lazarevska. She's drifted inside from her left flank position. And it's well won back by Ferreira Bass. Ali. Kinsella. Good little 1-2 by the two substitutes. And a nutmeg as well on a form of Matilda, if you don't mind. Well played there by Medina Ali.
That's something to cut up for analysis during the week. Having two young players that confident to play the ball to each other like that is just tremendous. And again, as a coach, if you're in these situations, you just have to find something to re-energise the playing group for the week ahead. And something like that is just tip-top.
Well, Medina Ali might have to create if she hasn't got one already, a YouTube highlights video and put that one in there the time I nutmegged Matilda. Here is Calla Knight.
There'd be many international players who wouldn't be able to say that either, Steve. That's the great thing. She's done something that's, I'd say, very rare for someone the quality of Calla Knight.
Well, it's another good feel-good story about having former players. You've got the likes of Wilkinson and Calla Knight out there, former international players. Kinsella's going to get to this one first. Calm and composed has been Kinsella. She's just done the little things right every time she's had the opportunity. She's a little bit exposed on her own here. Guerrero gets it back. Claridge with the socks up, and in space is the American here, Sloane Young. Puts it out in front of Wilkinson. Picked up well in the end by Bordalico.
To be fair to Bentleigh Greens, the last 10 or 12 minutes, they've been far more composed, trying to play forward as much as they can, and don't look like conceding a goal. If anything, they're trying to play as much as they can into areas to exploit Medina and Kinsella, who have come onto the pitch.
Well, it's a stretched game at the moment. Calla Knight's ball forward is a useful one to pick out Stefanowski just about. But well out of her goal was Deanna Bordalico.
The goalkeeper's done very well there because...
she was quick to react.
No, outstanding.
More changes coming in. It's going to be the end of the shift for Elise Calla Knight as well as Asuka Miata. Opportunities coming in for the 18-year-old Alana Bodges, as well as the more experienced figure Daniela Galluccio in the number 12 jersey.
Two ex-Heidelberg players returning onto the park here in Alana and Premiership and Championship player Danny Galluccio.
It's a decent block by Stoichevsky. Kinsella giving chase. Actually out of play. So the benches have been cleared.
if we did see a Danny Galluccio goal here, there will be quite the celebration. He does love a goal, and one of the more popular players in the NPLW, a wonderful person.
So the corner's taken short. Space for Barrero to deliver this one. It's a good piece of it. It's punched away by Bentleigh.
Steve, you were talking before about country players getting an opportunity. Alana Bodges is based in Ballarat, and for her to come down and play here at Avondale is wonderful.
Yeah, been such a good talent production place, Ballarat, for players in the men's and women's games. Just a solitary minute added on at the end of the 90 here, of which we are into now, so not too long to go for these players out there, and then they can start to think about their upcoming matches. They've got the Easter break coming up as well. Can the Greens muster up one more attempt on goal here? Kinsella receiving from Ferreira Bass. Barrero over to close it down quickly. Don't be fooled by the digital clock on the big scoreboard. That's a couple of minutes slow. You're seeing that on the stream. Bentleigh queuing up here. The shot from distance. It's off the crossbar. My word. And then Ali with the follow-up. Well, the long-range shot from the substitute, Duffy.
Freya Duffy's shot was outstanding there, and if it wasn't for the woodwork, it had Brooke Bennett beaten. Ball popped down in the 6-yard box, and Medina Ali was just a bit unlucky there not to end up with a goal. She's already scored one this season. For her to score another one would be a nice little bonus with Sophia Cuba about to take the corner. She's normally exceptional at set pieces.
Well, Cuba, it will be the outswinger. That crossbar has been hit a couple of times this afternoon, earlier by Wilkinson at that end as well. It's cleared by that Greens defence. Lazarevska's got no one ahead of her, but it won't matter because it's full-time at Avenger Park. A convincing win by the team that went into this match as red-hot favourites, Avondale. They get over the line by 5-1 in this contest. Wilkinson opened the scoring. Callan Knight scoring the Olympico midway through the first half. Rachel Sturton giving some respectability back to Bentleigh, getting it back to 2-1 at half-time. And then it was an onslaught in the early part of this second half. Sloane Young with a double in quick time. And then Isabella Ricardo, the defender, getting herself on the score sheet. And she was pretty happy with her finish as well. It finishes at 5-1. And Sven Samuel, Avondale, they've got to be pretty happy on the balance with their performance this afternoon.
Listen, if you're bagging 5-1 and you're not getting any injuries, which is just as important at this time of the year, you're going into a break. I think it's fantastic for Dale Donnelly and his team. As a coach, you probably would always want more, but if he was offered 5-1 before the start of the game and no injuries, no red cards, no yellow cards, I think he would take that every day of the week. And to be fair, the reflections of where both clubs now sit on the ladder is probably a reflection of how the game was played. But no, going the other way, it's great to see, you know, the wonderful assets that Del Donnelly has here at Avondale. But no, hats off to Steve Cremidas and his team to give some younger players, particularly Tess Kinsella, a debut and an opportunity. Because to be fair, you know, she never let him down. She's done really well, and hopefully we see more of that in the weeks ahead for Bentleigh Greens.
Well, that'll it won't exactly move Avondale up the table too far. There's a logjam ahead of them. The Bentleigh, Bulleen Lions ahead of them on 12 points. They'll equal Bulleen on 12 points, but their goal difference will improve a bit too. They come into that match with a goal difference of +6. Bulleen already had a +13 goal difference leading into this one. And then a logjam of teams on 13 points. Spring Hills, who've already played and won last night. Alamein, who haven't played yet. Burundara Eagles as well, who haven't played last night. And the runaway leaders at the moment, Box Hill on 15 points. Plenty more action coming up this afternoon at 3 o'clock. We've got Melbourne City against Melbourne Victory. So the first time that those academies... That's an interesting contest, isn't it?
Oh, listen, it's a fantastic contest because you've got Melbourne Victory. Their squad's been built by Jonathan Clementi, and he's done an exceptional job, and I think that's a reflection in the results at the minute. Luke's built the squad there at Melbourne City, and I think it's going to be a really interesting game. But I've got a feeling that Victory will get the chocolates in that game.
Well, Victory may be moving along just a fraction better than Melbourne City in the NPLW at the moment. Also at 3 o'clock, there's a flurry of 3 o'clock kickoffs this afternoon. Alamein against Heidelberg United. Keilor Park against Essendon Royal. So a northwestern battle there. A Lions derby as well. Bulleen Lions against the Preston Lions. And then a little later tonight, you can join the great commentator Brent Sternberg for the Boroondara Eagles against Box Hill United. Top of the table clash. Who do you fancy in that one, Sven?
Listen, Boroondara's pace out wide is exceptional, but I think the way Box Hill been playing, Kogel's got them just looking like a Rolls Royce. It's just purring along, and to the point where Aaron Kite didn't even come on the ground until the 60th minute last week, who's their leading goal scorer. So I've got a strong feeling that Luca and his team at Boroondara will come out hard, obviously. But I think Box Hill may win 3-1 there tonight.
Well, the Bentleigh Greens are huddling up to reflect on what they've encountered today and take away the positives and try and discuss what they need to work on. But, a fine goal by Sturton, but there wasn't too many other highlights apart from blooding some youngsters. Sven, could you see something for Steve Comedes to take into training this week?
Oh, listen, I think their structures were fantastic at the start. And as I said, it's not fatigue through not being fit enough. It's that mental fatigue of having to hit every pass perfectly, because when you're playing against the like of Hannah Wilkinson, Sloane Young, Sydney Allen, Oscar Miata, Camberero, it makes it really tough. And quality footballers play quality football, and there's no hiding that fact. But listen, he's got something to work with the kids, and hopefully keeps playing the kids. But well done to Del Donnelly and his Avondale today. It's been a tremendous win.
Well, Bentleigh will take on Keilor Park in their next match. That'll be a Friday night match in round 8. So they might fancy their chances. Keilor Park sitting in 11th place on the table. That might be a little bit more of an opportunity for